Hello guys, welcome to another exciting edition of A Town Hall Different, right here on Obi Dati Family TV. Mr. Peter Obi and Ahmed Dati continues to lead the polls. It is becoming very obvious that this presidential candidate will someday emerge as the president of Nigeria. My name is Ekene Ezabanya, and with me always right in the program is Ibuku.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Oluyole Ibukolua Christabel, and you're tuned in to yet another exciting episode of A Town Hall Different.
Yeah.
Hello guys, I'm Noble Okafor, and thank you for joining us.
Exactly.
I feel like we have to start with like the dirty details first before
Right.
we get into you're always bringing all these serious something. But then before we even get into the dirty
You told me
details,
about the book.
the
Yeah.
book launch that happened in Abuja today pulled crowds. We had one of the Peace Corps members there. He was there, and I think I can't tell them apart. Because one of them was carrying dreads when I was a child, dancing, oh yeah,
Are you
and now he cut
serious?
his dreads. And now another one is carrying dreads when I'm an adult, saying shaggy. Yeah, I think
Peter is the one on no court.
they
then Paul is
changed
the one.
looks. But then
They
they
changed
changed
looks.
looks.
Let's talk about why they came to the book launch.
Anyway,
Let's see.
let's leave that one. He was at the book launch, Kanayo. We had like a lot of entertainers and just Nigerians celebrating the book launch. And even the esteemed Mr. Peter Obi himself was there in the flesh. This happened in Abuja today, and it's been tearing up the place. We'll have a few clips and pictures projected, but in the meantime, tell us a little bit about the book, Ekene.
The projections coming first. Okay, let's talk about the content of the book. First is the writers. I am meant to understand that the writer of this book, Peter Obi, many voices, one perspective, is actually Professor Chinyere Stella Okunna.
Okay.
She was the chief of staff to Mr. Peter Obi when he was the governor of Anambra State, and also his spokesperson, that's Valentine Obiayem. Both of them, they wrote the book,
So
edited it,
This
and
is actually insider.
story, achievement on what his administration was about, how they achieved the MDG, Millennium Development Goals, and a lot of things. Overview on major accomplishments of Peter Obi's administration in Anambra State, and it's an optimal governance model. Then teachers of value. Then another one is International Magazine that also featured Mr. Peter Obi. So it was just like letting Nigerians know in detail, in accurate terms, because a lot of persons keep citing what Peter Obi has done without knowing really places he touched. I remember Anit is about developing all sectors simultaneously. It was like an agency they used when they were in government to touch both health, touch the education, touch infrastructure. They literally touched all sectors. And that's why if you were around when Peter Obi was the governor of Anambra State, education was priority, health was priority, these two sectors, and then workers' welfare as well. And the narrative in the state, I remember that was when he invited Interfact. A lot of PPP project was going on. That's private public partnership. And today, I remember that immediately Interfact finished their industry here in Onitsha. It was competing favorably with like Nigerian Breweries, for instance, and if you go there, more than 2,000 Anambarians are employed in that factory. So pretty a lot of things we have done. He industrialized fully Onitsha, and places like Oka, things, he opened up the state generally. The teaching hospital, the ones I can remember. Then I was a social prefect in my secondary school. How many times he visited the school? He had the one-on-one interaction with us. He'll give out a number and say, anytime you have issues, please remember to text this number. And he gave out buses to all the schools in Anambra State. That was setting up computer centers for all schools, not just the public schools, because I remember I was in the private. And so it was a direct one-on-one conversation with the governor. I don't know how that was for him, but Peter Obi is detailed. I don't know any governor that has done that in Nigeria.
I'm jealous right now. You guys actually experience these things. I'm really to be jealous now. No, I need to really jealous. Come on.
School on his scholarship.
Nice.
So he gave she would tell me, say, I have a picture of Peter Obi, and that was how we ended her secondary school uniform, and he had his hand on her shoulder like this.
And me entering year one in the university was when he was winding up as the governor.
Wow.
He gave out 100 million naira to the university, that's UNIZIK. And sometimes I just try to reflect on the things Mr. Peter Obi has done.
Did he visit your secondary school too?
A couple of times.
Wow.
No, it's not a one-time thing.
My senior prefect was discussing with him at some point.
Did you guys take a picture with him?
That
was wrong. That was wrong.
Picture? Don't worry about picture. I later met you one-on-one. But the thing is,
that's nice.
I just wanted us to understand that this book touched all aspects, and you saw the volume of the book, I think quite big, quite big. So I encourage anybody that is supporting this ambition of Obi Dati to go read the book.
That book.
At least know what the governor did.
Oh, would you look at that? We're having pictures projected, and that is Peter Obi himself in the flesh, live at the book launch.
Yeah, at Say
This is a major one.
Yeah.
This is a major one.
Still at the book launch. It's very lovely having an intellectual as your president. It feels really good.
And the reviewer is Professor Dr. Okechukwu. I'm trying to remember the name of his agency, but I know he's into printing, and at some point he was at Ministry of Education with Professor Obi Ezekwesili. So he's one person that is very intelligent. This is quite a very personal information about him. The project he wrote for masters was used for his PhD, and that was how he earned his PhD, the book reviewer. So he's very intelligent, and when I heard he's the person that is going to review the book, I said this is apt. This is apt. So
lovely.
Peter Obi, I don't know, but then you should be in. If I should be in secondary school, you should be in nursery when he was the governor.
No, what do you mean? Come on, what do you mean?
That's below the belt.
You think I'm Gen Z? Come on,
be offended.
I mean, no. I'm really offended now. Come on, like I'm a 90s baby. Come on.
Are you serious?
I'm a 90s baby.
Okay.
All of you are 90s.
I'm a 90s baby.
Are you 2001?
Oh, you are 2000. Okay, I feel she shouldn't be here now.
What's your age, me?
She shouldn't be here now.
Do you understand me of that, Yoruba?
Yeah.
What's your age, me?
You expose yourself already.
That means I can never do like these entertainers and cut my age in half.
Okay.
This is evidence.
The book is mega book presentation. I love the fact that they added the word mega because there's a lot of things that has been written about him. I remember.
Oh, Kanayo. Wow, it's a self-studied event.
That's also
Oselo Kobaza, that's SSG when he was the governor.
Ernest Okonkwo.
Yeah, a lot of persons came around.
Well, that was wonderful.
Huge, really huge.
People almost knocked him down, and Peter Obi with videos.
Oh my
They almost
God.
knocked him down with it. As if I was there, would he walk past me before?
You know, there is something about him right now. Look at this video, really touching. The movement is
See how
real.
free he is. I mean,
That's how a president should be.
honestly.
Accessible, smiling, stable character. Yeah, honestly. Hey, yeah, fallout, just fallout already. So Mr. Peter Obi's character represents what the book is talking about, and I think any young person should read about it. 8 years, and it encapsulates everything together. So in Anambra State, where some persons will visit and they'll ask you, what did this man really do? You guys, you know, sometimes you're not able to differentiate what this person has done and what this person has done.
That's true.
It's a long time, and if you are in doubt, get the book and read. Yeah.
Okay, so in the light of that, please, everybody, get the book, read, and get yourself like up to speed with everything there is to know about that. But in the meantime, Fidelity there was a bank that shared refreshments for people that are waiting for.
Oh, really?
Gosh.
Yes.
In Nigeria of today.
I feel like they tried. They tried. That was really nice.
Did that happen today?
I don't know if it was today exactly, but the video is in circulation where they shared refreshments. So
Wow, this is lovely.
Bank, don't use Coke.
This is lovely. Big ups to them. Big ups to them.
Nice one.
Still on these.
Nice one.
The Minister of Works is currently saying that he doesn't have cash as well. And the scarcity of new Naira notes, I am telling you, is also stifling up the polity, and that something needs to be done urgently. You know, I feel that somehow these guys understand what is happening. Just
do
like
actually.
What's the name of the lady that was on channel? Najatu, yes.
I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that right.
Right.
But Najatu.
She keeps saying that if there are existing cabals in the government, for instance, she pointed Aisha Buhari, saying that you can't keep pointing fingers at some persons as the cabal. Your younger brother is a director of minting and whatever in the CBN, who are in charge of the distribution of the new currency. So we should also point at you as part of the cabals. And now a minister is saying, I don't have the cash. Who do we believe?
We are going to come to her matter very, very well. But in the meantime, Fashola's interview is trending. And we need to ask ourselves, why is it trending? I feel like halfway within the trending clip, yes, is the part that really strikes me, because that's where he talks about the Naira, the scarcity. And you can see him, the presenter is hitting him hard with like, this is the situation of things under the Buhari administration. And he's like, why do you think people should vote for APC again, given the circumstances and the past history? That's like halfway through the clip. So let's take a look at that.
That's the Minister of Works talking. So at some point, I just noticed that the minister was actually drifting from what she was
being
asking
very, very
him.
defensive, because the guy asked him a simple question. He said, the presenter asked him a simple question. He said, why should we vote for... That's like halfway through the clip. And he's
he
like,
cannot give you life.
No, I didn't say that.
You were being
I didn't say stone us.
What did he say?
I never said
What did he say?
No, I didn't say that. You got
on the performance of electricity.
Just calm down.
I'm calm. I'm the one.
One of the things that was said about me was that I said we would electrify Nigeria in 6 months. It was a lie that I allowed to run until the day I asked my media men, play the tape back. And since then, that lie has gone. Don't say things that I didn't say. Okay, please correct the narrative. If
I don't know which event you have been correct. You have been quoted as saying, and I said
I'm a public servant.
Yeah.
I address the public from time to time. Just like you sit down here, can you possibly remember all of the things you have said in all your daily and nightly interviews from your head? That is logically impossible. So don't ask me to do the impossible. But if you give the context and the event and the date, I will tell you what I said. But I know that in my nature, the way I speak, I don't say those kind. I don't use words like stone. I'm not even a violent person. Stone is violence. I don't use those kind of words. They are not part of my vocabulary.
So, and I'll get you to talk about Mr. Tinubu just in a moment. So, in 2015, the inflation rate is about 9%. Now it's in double digits, over 20%. You see,
how many places has the inflation rate gone down across the world?
Just a moment, sir.
No. How many places has the inflation rate gone down
just a moment.
Across the world?
If you allow me to ask the question.
How many places are there no cost of living challenges, whether in Europe or America?
Mr. Fashola, I'm very sure that you saw some few queues on the road.
Oh, yes, I did.
You saw how much of queues people are having at the banks and the videos
of Nigerians.
So
what they are going
if people are going through these economy woes, how do you then convince Nigerians that your party deserves to be voted?
You are now interrupting.
No, I am the one.
The question and he's trying to compare Nigeria to other climes. Makes me crazy.
They are not taking accountability for APC's
cockroach 3 times.
Just not the word. You're trying to cancel it out or water down the fact that APC failed by saying, oh, but around the world, everybody is suffering. Does it change the fact that your government failed? It doesn't.
And
It
I love the
doesn't.
fact where Shehun said, when you were coming to the studio, did you notice?
Yeah, you saw
queues
things.
You
Yeah.
said- and he
in
said-
every part of the fuel
He
stations.
asked him, he said, why we facing these economic woes, why should people vote for APC again?
He didn't answer that.
And he couldn't even answer
You see,
that.
I keep saying this. The best way an incumbent government can actually campaign for their party is actually showing what they've done. It's the best way of
Not
campaigning.
a Miloko.
Exactly. Show us what you've done for Nigerians, and then we'll vote you in. It's not big deal.
You know, the fact that someone from the APC is fighting so hard just to be able to save face.
Yeah.
On, you know, when you're being asked serious, straight questions, and everything around you cannot give you a point to borrow that you can use to defend your party. You know that the party, the situation is very
And he kept
bad.
evading the
He kept-
answers.
he wouldn't
to
even
the
let the
questions.
presenter
He
land.
kept on evading. Too
Well,
bad.
big ups to Sheun for that. It was a good one. Okay, so we have our principal Peter Obi responding to the APC presidential candidate claims that like Peter, he would
He would deny.
he would deny his manifestos and his promises.
Yeah,
And
just
he's
You know,
out-
in literature, we call that biblical allusion.
he's alluding to that.
Like it's very, very funny. Like
and it's not even substantial, for
I
God's
mean,
sake. For
it's
God's
not
sake.
even logical.
For God's sake.
We
have that. We need to have that projected, because come on, like, how is that even a point? Anyway,
So let's get to another news that I have here as we wait
I
for
think
that.
we have in
Against ourselves almost tongue in cheek that they have done it in Ghana. And so when we speak against ourselves almost tongue in cheek that they have done it in Ghana, the reason they did it in Ghana was when the moment came, they did not turn their backs. If you don't turn your back and you change this government and you elect General Muhammadu Buhari and Yemi Osinbajo, do you know what you would have done? You would have taken power in your own hands. You know what would then happen? You will be sending the clearest message to politicians that they must come prepared every time they come and make promises to you. Because if General Buhari and Yemi Osinbajo also do not perform, you know what you will do? You will vote them out. Thank you. And so when we speak against ourselves almost tongue in cheek,
I like that part. That's 12th of March 2015.
yes, you know this is what you call shooting yourself in the foot. He just took the gun and he did pa pa pa
But
on that day.
Can someone just send this clip to him? Anyway, he must have
He
seen
would
it.
have seen it. Come on.
This is
if they
8
don't-
years
he said if
after
they don't
now.
perform, you vote
Them
them
out.
out.
And
Thank you,
him
sir.
saying you vote them out, that actually transcends to not just them, but then the party.
Itself, just
The party
the
in
whole
particular,
everything.
vote them out.
Take them out.
So
of
there
the-
shouldn't be case of Omiloko here.
Nigerians,
Anybody
we are
coming
asking
in.
you to actually take that advice.
Yeah.
Take that advice now and do what? Vote them out.
The assurance was too deep. It passed Davido assurance.
And before cock crows 3 times, he will deny Jesus Christ.
Bola Tinubu remains a very respected senior brother. He has a right to his opinion. But he forgets to do that even when Peter denied Jesus 3 times, he still made him the head of the church. He still built the church on him. It is the rock on which he built the church. Notwithstanding the denial that God found him wanting to build that rock. And I'm saying that trust this country to me. I will rebuild it. It will be the same rock on which they will rebuild this country.
Amazing. Amazing.
I mean, that's on period. I really liked how he respectfully
The clap
treated.
back.
That was very respectful.
A very, very
Because
logical response.
From the APC camp, we've seen a lot of disrespect.
Honestly.
And I can say that the Labour Party camp has not matched their level of disrespect. We haven't even come close.
You know, one of the things that marvels me about Mr. Peter Obi is how he speaks to criticism and accept it. I was having a conversation with friends yesterday after our shoot, and this girl literally told me that I am going to vote for Peter Obi in as much as I'm wearing APC uniform up and down. Like she said, one of the things that moved me about your candidate is the way he responds to criticism. Look at when you talk about Atiku, when you talk about Tinubu, the way they come back and reply, either through their spokesperson or the campaign, whatever. And it comes off as very arrogant, no facts.
Insulting and
Very insulting.
condescending.
But this Peter Obi comes back with epitome of intelligence. And he speaks volume to the kind of person he is. Content of character is everything for leadership.
if you actually watch, you notice his composure.
Yes.
Yeah, you know this thing they say when lemon is being thrown at you, use it to make lemonade. It's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
The way he turns the whole situation around in his favor, and then he gives a very, very logical response. If it were to be someone else, the person must have lashed out. Okay, are you trying to say I'm going to
Use that
deny the
opportunity.
citizens this and that? But then you see how composed he is. It's really lovely to see. Really lovely.
And so I think this is the point where we're going to go for
A
break.
quick break,
Yeah.
and then we'll be back in a few minutes. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
Yes, so my correct country people, Oyibo talk am say person wey dey do something the same way all the time come think say e go get different results. That one sef na madness o. We don dey make the mistake since. Make we now make am again o. Election don reach for us to select our leaders wey go enter power to rule this nation. Na make we dey tell you make you shine your eye and vote Peter Obi and Yusuf Datti for president and vice president of Nigeria. My people, no let anybody deceive you. 2 cups of rice no go feed you for the next 4 years. 4 years of Ankara no go cover your nakedness for the next 4 years. 5,000 naira no go pay your children's school fees for the next 8 years. So no let anybody deceive you and buy your votes. Peter Obi and Yusuf Datti don show say there be people wey get good mind and their dream na to make Nigeria better for you and me. So make we support them and vote for Mr. Peter Obi and Yusuf Datti under Labour Party wey the symbol na Papa, Mama and Pikin for this February election wey dey come so.
For light today, for everything to work for us, for Nigeria.
Back on the show, a town hall different with Ekene, Ibukun, and Noble. Yes, we told you guys that when we come back, we have interesting clips to play for you guys, dissect it, and at least give you a different perspective. Sometimes we watch these videos, we flip and pass, but in the Obi Datti camp, we dissect it and let every single voter know the meaning behind it.
First hand.
Exactly. Let's say this.
Okay, so we do have something about a lady who was very frustrated by the situation with INEC, and you could literally hear the frustration in her voice, and I feel like we need to have that projected. We need to have that projected so people can see the extent of INEC's negligence, and we need to call them out on it.
I talked about it yesterday when INEC keep insisting that the only persons who have not gotten their PVCs are those that registered twice.
You did say this.
I said it, and each time this case comes up, the
Now we make this country better. Now we go bury una. Now we go bury una. Now we go bury una. Una go die because the Bible says only the violence taken by force. We will take this country back from you people by force. We are taking it back. The only one don't carry go, and the one we say they still there with us. All of us will go make sure say that
we go 5,000, 1,000 naira. Easy.
You know better.
Real, honestly.
Okay, for the sake of context, what's happening here is that INEC has been putting out claims that the reason why people have not gotten their PVC is because they have not registered. And this lady, because you did say yesterday that claim from INEC is not credible because a lot of people who have registered have still not been able to get their PVC.
We have to quote the convener of Enough is Enough. I'm trying to get her name, but the convener of Enough is Enough said specifically that in their portal, they have to open up avenues where people can make complaints, drop reports. If you've not gotten your PVC, tell us the reason why. And they said that more than 1,000 reports came in less than 7 days, where a lot of persons were complaining that it's not just about registering twice. I registered once, but I'm yet to get my PVC.
So what we are seeing now is that these persons automatically have been disenfranchised.
Completely, and INEC is not saying anything about
this. Is really
collection
appalling.
of PVC has stopped.
This is appalling.
This is a direct call out to INEC. Like, what is the issue? What is the lag, and why are people not being attended to? Because we are in a period of extreme cash scarcity, and as somebody said in the clip, he paid 1,000 to get 5,000 naira, and he entered transportation with the high transport fares owing to fuel scarcity to be able to get his PVC, and he's not able to for one silly reason.
And you sent them text messages showing that their names are in your portal. So why are their PVCs not ready?
What is the problem?
That question remains unanswered.
What is the problem? Because we need that. We need to have that answered. We can't continue to just act like it, because the lady did say that she feels like that they are trying to stop Nigerians from taking the country back.
Honestly.
And that no matter what happens, we will take our country back. And that's something we need to let them know.
And I really feel for the lady. I understand where her pain is coming from, because most persons who registered, actually it was, this registration of a thing wasn't actually easy. Persons actually had to stand under the sun for days in order to register. And now, after registering, you are being told you can't get your PVC. It's actually painful. And most of these persons actually registered last year, as early as June, July. And up till now, they've not gotten their PVCs. This is really appalling.
INEC, please come correct and extend the date of PVC collection. Let people who have their PVCs come and take their PVCs, for God's sake.
INEC already told us that the date for the elections, that the voting, that's 25th of February, is sacrosanct. It's not going to change. And these cases are coming up. I just feel that if this agency understand how important this moment is for Nigerians, this is the first time over 12.5 million voters registered to vote. Before, they stay in their houses, they don't want to vote, they don't want to care what is going on in the country. And now they are coming out en masse to register. And you, the agency, is denying them that opportunity.
It makes no sense.
I feel that what she said is true. We're going to take back this country,
whether
you want it or not.
Exactly.
It's not a threat.
It's necessary.
You don't stay in your houses, in your offices, and you don't do your duty, and you're getting paid.
You're getting paid overly high salaries, because of course in Nigeria, every official in government is getting paid something that is way more than they deserve.
They even recruited over 1 million personnel.
So what is happening?
It means the problem isn't even shortage of staff.
The problem is incompetence.
Please, INEC, we are pleading.
Please come correct.
To actually correct this.
Would I say on a lighter note or on a more pathetic note? I don't know which way to put this now. Femi Fani Kayode issued an apology for calling Najatu. Yes.
Myself, my family, I disappointed my friends, my leaders. I disappointed myself, my family, I disappointed my friends, my leaders, those that brought me into, or really trained me and brought me into the public limelight and into public office, like President Obasanjo and so many others who I revere. I disappointed myself, so I deeply regret it. Nobody at any time should react in such a way. I disappointed myself, my family, I disappointed my friends, my leaders.
You know, this speaks volume to the kind of persons and character around APC. When he switched from PDP to APC, I said, they're the same party.
I feel like...
And he keeps apologizing all the time.
I feel like we need to have the tweets that he made projected. Could we please have the tweets projected? Because there's a tweet projected there, so people can have context and see what he actually did. Okay, so at Real FFK, that's his Twitter handle. He said, was out of circulation. Femi Fani Kayode at Real FFK. This is on Twitter now. Was out of circulation due to ill health for 2 weeks, but now I'm back and fully restored. Whilst I was away, our enemies thrived. First came a witch called Najatu, then a dog, a dog called Emefiele, then a dark, dangerous, retrograde, archaic, sinister, vicious cabal. We have to go down. There's more to this, of traitors and saboteurs who seek to thwart the will and break the spirit of Nigerian people, destroy the chances of BAT, shatter the legacies of PMB, believe they own Nigeria and can best be described as Nigeria's Costa Nostras, then the PDPIGs and Lucifer's obedience, led by boy lover Ibn Dubai and Peter the Pooh.
Oh my God.
From today, I am going to take them all head on. Really? No holds barred till after the election. Unlike others, I do not take prisoners or shy away from battle. And neither do I fear anything or anyone, because the Lord God of hosts and and my shield and buckler will attempt to take me out failed. Now I will bury you. Lines drawn. Prepare for battle. Hey!
Wow. Why is this sound like a market woman?
This is giving Patience Uzokwo.
That was a whole lot.
This guy,
that was a whole lot, actually.
I can't even.
I feel that somebody has a career with Nollywood. What is he doing in politics?
I mean,
at least he can remember his lines effortlessly and talk on TV.
Who is fighting with him? You know, see the chat.
That thing actually looks like a script. One of these Nollywood tough guys is supposed to act out.
It's really giving Lebechi, this is Lebechi energy in the political scene. Well, I don't know, for people that accept your apology, they accept your apology and whatever that was, but like this is represent, this is a very accurate representation of the kind of politicking like both the PDP and the APC. It's a mess, and apologies are for who cares about the things that he said. What is our business?
You know, one of the reasons why I feel he's apologizing is because someone like Najatu could actually sue him directly, and MFLS team is, I guess they sent a letter to him asking him to come back the same way he tweeted to take back what you've spilled.
You know, those statements are actually defamatory. Those statements are defamatory.
Did you see the way he described that principle? But this is why we don't get offended, because we don't care.
We don't care.
You know, it's them that this thing used to touch for body, but like it doesn't really matter here, because we are focused. We are
at international level.
There's something
we know where he is.
So we don't care.
Running from one party to other to feed himself.
The Lord, his shield and buckler will help him.
He really had to bring God into this.
And I don't know how the Lord, his shield and buckler will also be his comforter come February 25th.
I unfollowed him personally from all the social media handles. Immediately, he moved from PDP to the next party. This is breaking news. Shehu Nokewaloyi actually posted. Breaking: the Senate President Ahmed Lawan is back on the ballot after intense legal battle with Mr. Bashiru Machina. Machina lost to Lawan at the Supreme Court in a unanimous judgment in the contest for the ticket of the party as Yobe North senatorial candidate. Somehow, I saw where Nigerians were complaining that the court that is for the common man seems to be for another set of persons.
Have you noticed that this party does not have shame? Like, no, let me just, they don't have shame.
They don't.
There's no shame.
They literally don't.
You know, like the selfishness to drive his own personal political ambitions after being in the Senate for over a decade. This man has been there for a long time.
And as Senate President, what did he really do? Many felt that the Red Chamber was a rubber stamp, complete rubber. They were literally not doing anything.
Asking what he's doing. They don't used to do anything normally. That one is a normal thing.
Always going on.
One thing that has always been lacking in our politics in Nigeria has been accountability, lack of accountability.
There is none.
Because when you can't account, when you can't account for things you've actually done during your time there, like what should you be looking for there again?
There's nobody
shouldn't be running again.
There's nobody to call them out on their actions, so they do whatever they like. And would you just look at it in an interview? Lawan had the temerity, the audacity, knowing full well the foul play that happened for him to win that ticket, despite how party laws are very much against the things that he did this period, because you were trying to win presidential primaries within your party.
Yeah.
And you're still coming back. That
Running
one
to
didn't
run
work
for
out
Senate.
for you. And you're
You
still
switched
coming
back
back
immediately.
for Senate. And you collected the ticket from somebody that had it because he's
Full-time
no
political civil servants. That's what they are. They don't have any other thing, no industry, nothing working for them, no private
Why
sector
the lack of
establishment.
conscience? And then he did say in an interview that it was a victory for democracy. Which democracy?
The people I hold accountable are the constituents, the senatorial district where he's coming from, because they need to sit up and ask questions. You don't just allow your representatives
because the ball was in their court. They allowed
this
it.
This is you. This is, for instance, there are places like in Anambra, for senatorial central. There are things you do. People come to church where you worship. They stand you down and ask you questions. What have you done? Why are you doing this? Young persons, they will block you and ask you that question.
This is what Machina gets for being with a team of...
A lot of desperate politicians.
Exactly.
We're in a country where a lot of desperate politicians that have put us today in this quagmire as a nation are still insisting, having destroyed the country, having caused so much pain and misery in Nigerians, they still want to go on. And even when CBN came up with this policy and the president made it clear that there's no going back, you could see how they're insisting. And Uncle Charles, is so irritating that we had our student at home for months, over 5-6 months. Governors never came together. We had issue with fuel scarcity. They never came together because they have filling stations. They can get fuel for free in the government houses, right? With their families and their friends. We've had Boko Haram, taking over 2, 3, 4, 5 local government. Just how many days ago, 40 vigilantes were killed in Katsina, the home state of the sitting president. They never came together for that. But because election is by the corner, they need money to buy vote. They know.
That's one of the entrepreneurs supporting Obi Dati, and he's a very young person. He's into aviation sector and he's doing so well for himself.
I mean, can we also say that the sapiosexual in me thinks he's hopes he's single? I'm just saying it now. I really hope you are single, sir.
I was actually expecting that.
I hope you are single, sir.
Hey God.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Shoot your shot.
I'm shooting the shots.
Shoot
I
it.
hope you are single, sir.
Right now.
Anyway, let me not talk too much. I'm on national television.
Okay, so
let me comport myself.
He was just trying to look into the matters of what our Nigerian politicians are doing, visiting the presidency to request for an extension for the submission of the old Naira and whatever.
For the new ones.
Why now? We've been on strike. That's at the universities for almost 8 months. Nothing was done about it. And right now, they feel that this is affecting them directly. They can't buy vote during elections as alleged. And they rush to Aso Rock to go and talk about that. That's the kind of leaders that we have. And Obi Dati is here to change that narrative.
He really did attack them, and he called them the one word that describes Nigerian politicians. He said that they are desperate.
Really desperate.
Yeah.
Really desperate.
This is what you call the grappling.
Really
This is the
desperate.
point where they are struggling so viciously. Yeah. That's what we are saying. They are degenerating to this point because...
one thing scares me. Like, this is just, should I say, February. And then... like, we've experienced a lot of shege after shege after shege. Like,
serious shege.
I can't even begin to fathom what we'll see in the next 4 years or the next 8 years. Like, my head can't even explode. I mean, it's a long time. Please, everyone, please. 4 years is a long time. Talk more of 8 years, please.
Yeah.
Please do the right thing. Do the right thing, please.
I mean, like the unclarity of my skin will just probably get worse. I'll probably be like your color. If
okay, now you change shades. Now you change shades.
I'm just saying.
She's changed shades now.
I'm just saying, like, what makes someone of my shade comes to his shade, you know that a lot has happened.
Can you just keep him out of it?
Let's look at this story. This is really interesting. The crooks are gathering and their character is showing. Alleged 1.7 billion fraud. Enugu APC chairman, Guba candidate, dragged to court. Wow.
Things we
They
love
never
to
enter
see.
power.
Things we love to see. Things we love to see.
It's too much.
1.7 billion naira.
You know, at times when we actually talk about this kind of money, like we don't lay emphasis on how huge the money is. Please, please, can you stress it again?
In an Igbo accent.
I mean, like
I feel that
this is
1 billion. You have to count 999.
I mean, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot.
It just hit me.
It's a whole lot. How much was also asking for as at last year?
Thank you.
I mean, it's a whole lot. We have money here.
I just need to laugh, so I don't feel so bad about
and
it.
the APC presidential candidate said a few years ago, when they asked him about the bullion van that
missing.
One of his representatives said misroad. And after he finished going off point, he now finally settled by saying that even though upon steel, that maybe he had those bullion vans in his house because he wants to share money for people in his premises.
Yeah.
So
somehow there are
has gotten to this point.
There are Nigerians that have the capacity to invite bullion vans to their house.
Bullion vans.
And what is their primary source of income? Politics. Isn't it like they're tycoons of industry?
I call them political civil servants, and nobody holds them accountable for what they're doing.
It's politics. That's what is going to bring 2 billion vans.
Some are 35 years old, they're 40 years old, there, and they have never been accountable for these positions.
And they don't even hide these things anymore. They don't hide these things anymore. Just do them in the open.
And another news here is Rivers Court remands alleged Atiku supporters over conspiracy and unlawful gathering. The funny thing, the way they're fighting themselves, unlawful gathering, yes, this is during an election. So there are gatherings or, meetings that you do that could become unlawful.
Yeah.
But now the attack is coming from PDP to APC. So Rivers Court remands alleged Atiku. Oh, now it's a PDP state.
Yeah, that's a PDP state.
And now, it's happening to a PDP supporter. That's Atiku
Are you
supporter.
getting why it's insane? Are you seeing why it does not, intellectually, it's not making
the more you think of it, the more confusing it becomes. Like, I mean,
the camp of the enemy will continue to scatter.
You say the camp of the enemy?
Yes.
Maybe that is what Femi Kayode, let me just say FFK, said that his enemies, that when he was sick, his enemies have thrived.
Are you sure that prayer is not actually working now? It's actually playing out.
This one is about our principal Obi leads new poll. And I saw the lead headline, Tinubu favorite among silent voters. This is false, if you ask me. All the silent voters I know, even my friends in diaspora, all coming together to vote for Peter Obi. Those that can't come on that day are even mobilizing their families, making sure that resources are provided. Because one of the factors we must look into in this election is resources. There are a lot of persons that do not have the cash to transport themselves to the polling unit or the ward where they're going to vote.
But they are very determined to get there somehow.
Exactly.
They are determined to get there somehow. Because from that clip that we projected, that lady is literally operating on the average Nigerian's energy. And what do they mean by silent voters? Is anybody truly silent in this election?
I don't think so.
Not at all.
Because if you don't have supporters, you have to make up something.
Yes.
So who are the silent voters? Is it the people on social media who have clearly shown that they are for Peter Obi? Or is it you?
I don't mind them. They wake up and they call anybody silent voters.
Now, over weeks now, questions have been raised by students who were at home during registration of PVCs, and then these students actually registered at home, and now also called off the strike, and now the election is going to hold this month, 25th February.
Why they're in school?
Why students are still in school now? How do we actually tackle this problem? Like, what plans have been put out by INEC to actually mitigate this problem? Because a lot of students are aggrieved. A lot of students are complaining bitterly. So it becomes more confusing when you actually think of it.
As we're rounding off, it's just for parents to make sure that their families and the members of the families get back home to do what they're supposed to do. This is where we're going to end it on today's a town hall different.
Yes.
With the news, Labour Party accuses APC of planning fake news against Obi. Bring on the fake news, don't worry. We'll trash it out.
Bring it on.
We handled that in as they hot.
Before
and, we are good. I think Labour Party.
We know they fear them.
We're good. Anyway, I think I should close the show.
Yeah.
Because I have something to say as
Okay. Wow. Okay, we're listening.
Once again, that young man that called the politicians desperate. You're right, sir. They are desperate, sir.
Are you about to shoot your shot now?
I'm closing the show.
Don't do that.
I'm closing the show.
You know, I'm very surprised that I'm here, and she knows what we have.
You people should not shame me
doing this.
for saying the truth.
Feel free.
I'm saying the truth, sir. You are right.
What do you mean by that?
Desperate politicians.
You guys have
You are
something.
very
Okay.
intelligent,
Okay,
sir.
Please, guys, thank you so much for being part of the show today. Vukun and Noble and myself, Ekene. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you for joining us, guys.
so much for joining the
Stay
show, guys.
blessed.
Thank you so much. See
Cheers.
you same time tomorrow.
Bye.